Now my haramai, and welcome back to another season of NZIHL action. A game we have here today. I'm Dr. J, and joining me is Marku on the mic, and we're going to bring you every little piece of action between the West Auckland Admirals and the Auckland Mako.
Yeah, that's right. Dr. Rindelob here will bring the rhymes. I will bring the verbal cross-checks.
And we hope that we both survive. So we've got a fantastic matchup. It's the opening of the season, not quite regular season game yet, but we have the developmental team, the Mako, taking on our West Auckland Admirals, and we're excited to get back into some ice hockey action. Marku, what do you see from the teams today?
The Admirals have kept their core together and added a few imports that we'll talk about later. Mako coming in with the youthful energies and challenging them in this preseason game.
Should be a good one, but before we get into it here, we actually have a tribute to bring you from an Auckland ice hockey legend who was a part of the scene for decades here, who unfortunately recently passed away a couple weeks ago, and that is Kato. So we'll have a video for you to pay tribute.
Yeah, that was Kato scoring the game-winning goal for championship.
Game-winning goal, doesn't get any better than that. So we've got the Mako taking on the Admirals here in West Auckland. And before we get things started, I would actually just like to say that we have a slight change to the team name of the Admirals. They have gone from the West Auckland Admirals to the pure NZ West Auckland Admirals.
Doesn't get any purer than that.
Yes, you cannot get more pure than West Auckland, as we all know. So a new sponsorship change for the pure NZ West Auckland Admirals. That's a bit of a mouthful, but I think we'll be able to get through.
Yeah, we will. And it's good that we got these major sponsorships coming in and helping out the teams, because it is still a semi-pro series, so we need all the help we can get, and we appreciate Pure NZ coming on board.
And check this out, new camera angle this year. Behind the net, wow.
Yeah, do you think we'd be able to make some video calls now on whether it was a goal or not?
I mean, we still could, but maybe we just have better data. So we'll have that for you all season long here on the NZIHL stream. I am looking forward to seeing some big saves up close in person.
Yeah, you used to be a goalie, eh?
Used to be. Thank goodness I never do that ever again. You still play goalie, don't you?
I still play goalie, yeah.
Wow, that is such a poor life choice.
It is sometimes frowned upon. I love it, though.
Well, there it is. It takes a certain mentality to be a tender, that is for sure. And for the tenders in tonight's action, we have Chaba back in action.
And there he is.
The stalwart in between the pipes for the Admirals. The Ice Black, the former winner of the league with the Admirals back in, what was that, 2019?
2018.
2018. They took down the banner in the rink, so I was trying to look for it. So I couldn't give you confirmation on that.
Yeah.
But luckily, Marku's got my back.
Yeah. Cue in the Dropkick Murphys, the Auckland Admirals song, and here come the team.
And here they are. Leading the charge is actually Mawson.
Yeah, blockbuster trade happening. Mawson getting on board the pirate ship from across the town from the Botany Swarm.
So that's a new addition for the Admirals. A big body on the blue line, not afraid to throw his weight around. And he's got a little bit of dangles.
He's got rookie laps here. We got the imports, Patrick Chernitz and Aiden Cheney making their rookie laps. Now we got the rest of the team joining them.
So we've got an extra camera angle here for you, the Admirals locker room cam. Pulling out all the stops for you this season.
Yeah, stay tuned. We are testing a lot of angles tonight.
So for the Admirals, well, again, as we mentioned, Chaba will be in goal, but we're returning a lot of veterans on this side. We got Taylor Kennedy, who's going to be wearing the A this season. Sebastian Chamberlain, Mason Kennedy, Vinny Sestroni, Aiden Cheney, Max Vesper, Ben Steven, Caleb Chamberlain, Scott Henry, Josh Wiston-Lee, Leon Quigley, Chaba, of course, Stephen Mawson, the newcomer from across the city, Zach Steven, Andrew Hart, Alex Regan, Patrick Chernitz, the import, Justin Dagg, and Lachlan Hyde will be backing up in goal.
Yeah. And a roster for the Auckland Mako today. Looks like starting in net is Joel Gerard, and Jaden Pert is tonight's backup. First starting lineup, Marcus McDonald, Shakaden Pang, and Zachary Vins. And on defense, Leonard Wimmer and Luke Simon. Second line, centered by Ivan Dalmatau, and Dima Koptev and Drew Cunningham on the wings. And supporting from the Botany Swarm, we got Kyle March on defense and Nash Hayward-Jones. Third line, Andrei Serikov. Wing pairings, Ben Taylor and Rico Clamor. On defense, Alan Gachnov and Johnson Yang. Third line, Lucas Fontaine, Charlie Gerard, and Josh Steen.
And we are about to get off and running here at the Brig.
Yeah, I got Marcus McDonald against Alex Regan on the faceoff dot.
And we are off and running here at the Brig, and the Admirals will gain the early possession. Kennedy plays that up the wall, but that's intercepted. Play still here at center ice. Teams jostling back and forth for possession. Finally taken by the Mako. Played in the net towards Luke Simon, and then he goes cross ice. But that's a turnover now. And it's played up to the line, but kept in by Dagg. Now Regan has it down low, with Simon working on him. Chipped up, but not out. And finally, the Mako get it to center ice.
Luke Simon to Leonard Wimmer, back to Luke Simon.
Dagg intercepts the pass, but he loses control. Now Simon the other way. He finds a man wide open, a shot and a save by Chaba as Koptev had a clear path to the net.
Nice work from Auckland Mako, getting on a breakaway early in the game with Koptev. Shot is taken by Chaba.
Yeah, the Mako able to catch the Admirals there on a little cheeky change to get behind the D, and that's a great opportunity early. And now Dalmatau has it. And the Mako dump it in will go on the chase. Mawson with his first touch in an Admirals uni. And that's March for the Mako, who plays it in deep.
Cunningham chases it to the corner.
Kennedy's pass is broken up nicely by Cunningham. And now March has it for the Mako. plays it up the wall, takes a bit of a funny bounce and found the stick of Kennedy. Tried to find Cistroni with that pass, but missed everything, and that will be an icing.
Now we get a face-off in the Admirals end. I have to say, this Auckland Mako roster today is looking dangerous. I'd say this could be a really interesting game tonight. They got some really, really good players. A lot of Ice Blacks on the Auckland Mako tonight.
It will definitely be interesting as Vesper uses his wheels to bring it into the zone. But as you mentioned, the Mako, a young team, but some quality talent, which just shows how the young game is growing here in New Zealand. To have players like Luke Simon and Ivan Dalmatau, who had fantastic seasons last year in the NZIHL, sometimes you forget how young they still are.
Yeah, and they played fantastically on the Ice Blacks just a few weeks ago against Australia.
Can you give us a quick recap of that Tasman series?
Yeah, well, the quick recap is that the Ice Blacks unfortunately lost all 3 games. However, it showed that there was a little bit of rust in the air on the skates, and the momentum was definitely upwards. So it's a good sign for the upcoming World Championships.
Here's Lucas Fontaine, brings the puck into the zone for the Mako. There's a shot from a sharp angle. Rebound was dangerously out in front, but that's cleared away. Now here's Wimmer with it. Brings it up towards Taylor. But that's broken up. And now played around the near wall. That's Whitston Lee, who's on to chase. And now Quigley puts his body in front. And now Kennedy over to Dagg. Justin Dagg, of course, finally getting his New Zealand citizenship, and he will be representing the Ice Blacks.
Love to see Dagg on wearing the fern.
And now Dagg, the captain, plays it up towards Regan. Tried to leave that one, but instead it pops out of the zone. And it is the import Schernitz who has it, brings it up to Dagg. Now over to Steven. Steven tries to get a backhander pass to Schernitz, but that's broken up. Now out in front for Regan, shoots at a blocker save made by Gerard. Really nice aggressive goaltending there to cut off the angle. Now Kennedy with a shot right on, and another save by Gerard.
So Admirals getting her first 2 looks in the game. Getting some samples of Chernitz playing his Canadian,
so that's
Austrian passport.
Yes, fantastic save there by Gerard, as you can see him going post to post and then kicking out aggressively to make that save at the top of the crease. No, quick turn over here, Vesper. Gerard just gets a toe on it. There's a one-timer attempt, but some great defensive work out in front to block that. And that's Shakaden Pang. Now there's a shot right on, but a glove save by Chaba. Nash Hayward Jones was looking to make something happen, but Chaba was having none of that.
Yeah, just a correction. Schernitz has a U.S. Austrian citizenship, according.
Well, there's a turnover right in front, and another save by Chaba. A bit of a sloppy play there from the Admirals. Gave a really good chance for Cunningham.
Cunningham gets a gift right in the slot.
But Chaba looks very sharp early. He's actually been tested more than Gerard on the other end.
Good work on Chaba to come in and close the gap on that breakaway.
Here's Chamberlain. Puck is taken from him. Now to the near wall, looking for Quigley. Tries to play it up for Cheney. And Chamberlain again plays it down low. That's picked up and thrown around. Now Dalmatow trying to make a chase on Quigley. That's a dangerous player. But the Admirals were able to sidestep it for now. Bodies flying into the bench area, and Dalmatow comes away with it. Doesn't like what he sees, so he'll go back to neutral ice and regroup. Simon leaves it for Dalmatow. Now Dalmatow, he'll just dump it in. And Sarakov to chase. He gets the puck. Sarakov trying to take a hack at it. Puck is still loose. There's a centering feed there, but it just goes into the skates of Clammer, and he was unable to get some wood on it. Now played out of the zone. And then picked up again by the Mako. There's a shot right on. Save made by Chaba. And the Mako putting everything towards the net early. Now Dag, he's got a little space. Trying to get that one through. Henry's all tied up, and the Mako come away with it. So a great defensive presence there from the Mako, because that could have been dangerous. Taylor working for it for the Mako, is able to dump it in. Dag is the first one there, over to Taylor Kennedy. Cross ice pass towards Schernitz. Now Kennedy in. Goes around one man, puts it right on. A big save made there by Gerard. Didn't really react to it much, but he was in perfect position.
Yep. Strong game from Gerard so far.
Now here's a chance for the Admirals. Centering feed, looking for Sestroni, can't connect. And now Dag goes around one man. Puts one towards the net, but that's deflected. Again, Mako getting their sticks in the right places. Now the Admirals dump it down low. Sestroni tried to do a backhand pass towards the front, and now we have a puck that exits the play-in surface, and we are going to get no penalty here as there was a deflection.
Here we see the save from Gerard on the replay.
We'll take a look at this replay again.
Getting some good looks from the new cameras.
Cameras plural. And so I had just misspoke, as that was indeed a delay of game penalty. So this will be a power play for the Admirals with our first power play of the game, sponsored by The Rock. Now here's Dag, brings it into the zone. Some nifty work there, centering feed. Couldn't find his man, and it's cleared all the way down by the Mako, forcing Chaba to make a play on it. He'll leave it for Dag. Now Dag with some speed, he'll just take it himself. Goes in the zone, throws a clapper and hits the iron. Oh my.
Need to be awake when Daigle has the puck at all times.
So Admirals will start from their own end with Regan. Plays it up for Mawson. Mawson takes it towards the net. Tried to give it back to Regan, but instead that's broken up by Dalmatow, and he'll clear the zone. Just under a minute remaining here on the power play for the Admirals. And here's Vesper with some speed, puts one through, and he scores. Max Vesper opens it up, and it's a one-goal game.
Vesper just powers through on a direct attack on the power play and puts it on top cheese. Past Joel Gerard.
Vesper showing off his wheels a little bit there, and just perfect placement there. Tough shot for the goaltender to stay in front of when it's placed that precisely.
Yeah, Vesper just put the Jets on and caught the Mako defense standing on his skates.
So it's a 1-0 early lead, and that's what the West Auckland Admirals needed, because they were at times getting outplayed by the Mako, which you love to see from this youth development side. A lot of talent in these younger generations coming through.
And we got a penalty for the Admirals.
So this will be an interference call.
Goes to Aiden Cheney.
So Cheney will take a seat. And we even have a penalty box cam, as we get to test that out, and Cheney can sit and stew in his own 2 minutes worth of misconduct.
Yeah, and we get a good look at this new import. Looks to be a 19-year-old Canadian junior.
There's a face-off when Mako put one right on. Net becomes ajar after Dag collides with it, so we'll get a whistle and a face-off in the zone.
Mako straight away with a shot, with Zach Vince getting the puck. Now we see the Daigle slapper that hits the post.
So the referees are saying that the net was actually knocked off by the Mako, so face-off will be outside of the zone.
Now Luke Simon takes the puck. Pass to Zach Vince. Daigle able to clear it all the way down. Simon opens up the middle to McDonald. He crashes in. Nice shot from Peng. And Vinicius Strone muscles his way in on short-handed. A little bit of miscommunication on a play on the Mako, and now Hayward Jones with it. Stolen by Quigley. Now Strone keeps it deep. Wimmer tries to calm things down and make the power play work again. Pang misses the pass. Whitston Lee with the puck. Missed pass, and now Wimmer takes the puck in, dumps it in. Josh Steen, Koptev. Hayward Jones is muscled away from the puck, and it's cleared by Kennedy.
So just 15 seconds remaining on that penalty to Cheney. Mako unable to generate much in scoring opportunities from that power play. Here's Hayward Jones at the line.
And we're back to full strength as Zachary Stephen takes it up. Intercepted by Dalmatal. Josh Steen. And March just puts it, dumps it in. Battle on the end boards with Regan taking it. And now we got Scott Henry almost on a breakaway, loses the puck. And now the other way.
Henry's got to get back to cover. He does a nice job, otherwise that could have been a 2-on-1 opportunity.
Charlie Gerard with the shot wide of the net. And now Alex Regan on a breakaway. He goes into the slot, tries to go 5-hole. Joel Gerard is there to take that save.
What a fantastic save by Gerard. comes out well to cut off the angle and then shows it to him and closes it right away. Now you see it, now you don't. Fantastic save there from Gerard with 7 minutes and 7 seconds remaining here in the first. So Dag for the Admirals will throw it around the boards. There's a shot attempt blocked by Kennedy. He'll slow things down, try to push play the other way. Now the Mako trying to get something going. Wimmer throws one towards the net, but that's steered away by Chaba. And it's played out of the zone. And over the glass as well. So just a reminder, the West Auckland Admirals now going by the pure NZ West Auckland Admirals. So a massive thank you to the new sponsorship partner of the West Auckland Admirals, who have now got themselves naming rights. So thank you, Pure NZ. We'd also like to thank All Plumbed, who are returning as a gold sponsor for the Admirals this season as well. Thank you for your continued support. All Plumbed.
Climber puts the puck deep. Kennedy tries to clear it. It's intercepted on blue line. Hayward Jones takes a shot. It's a rebound from Chaba.
A little bit of traffic in front there. Unable to convert. Now here's another opportunity, and Chaba once again standing tall.
This is nice work from Ben Taylor. Getting the puck from the boards, doing a nifty move, another one, and then face to face with Chaba, but Chaba standing tall.
Did a little bit of a fan on that first shot, but it actually worked out well for him. A little of a new fake out. Might have to try that one this weekend, huh?
Now Henry to Regan. He looks at the options. Puck lands back to Henry. Behind the net. Couldn't get a shut off in front of it. Now on the line to Stephen. Chamberlain couldn't get the shot off, now in the corner. Goes behind the net. Looks at his options. Finds Stephen. Good save from Gerard of the hard shot from the blue line.
Yeah, really had to extend for that one. Showing some flexibility there in net.
Sebastian Chamberlain. And Mako clears it.
Now Regan will chase it. He's met by Simon. Up the wall towards Pang, but it's kept in at the line by Dag. Now Admirals here trying to get something going with Kennedy crashing from the blue line. But instead it's played out to neutral ice. Now Dag will slow things up from behind his own net. Plays it over towards Regan. Now back to Dag. He brings it into the zone. Tries to get around defenders. Ends up losing it. And then Kennedy throws one towards the net, but that's blocked. Now Dag and Pang fighting for position. Pang tries to get around Kennedy, and instead runs into a full package of meat.
Yeah, that was Marcus McDonald. Pang was following him around. Now, pockets with
so Sestroni has it on the near wall. His pass is intercepted by Dalmatau. Dalmatau
to Pang.
Pang trying to go top blocker, just missed.
Intercepted by Cunningham. Admirals clear. And that's icing. Here we see again, Dalmatau, back drop pass to Peng. And he gets all the time in the world. Chaba comes in to close the angle.
Too much
and
time.
The shot is wide.
Really wanted that. Unable to connect. Chaba again in good position to force that one wide.
Cunningham. Koptev couldn't capture it. Now it's blue line. Still kept in. Now it rolls out. Dalmatau takes it in, takes a shot. That goes wide. Mawson clears it. And Kyle March skates it, passes it to Koptev.
Now Dalmatau again brings it into the zone, trying to get it over to Hayward Jones, but that's broken up nicely by Quigley. And still at center ice, puck pops free. It's Hayward Jones again. He puts on the brakes, looking for Dalmatau, unable to get a stick on it as he was crashing towards the net.
Still got a dangerous deflection. Just goes wide.
Dalmatau doing some work, trying to get it up top, but his pass is intercepted and is cleared out of the zone. Now here's the Mako shot right on. Skate save made by Chaba, as that was Johnson Yang with an opportunity. Now Gerard forced to play it, throws it right to the Admirals. Scott Henry wishes he could have done more with that one. Now Steven into the zone. Great speed, but a fantastic stick work there by Yang to just poke it away from him.
That's 39, Kazanov.
Apologies, that was Kazanov. Great stick work nonetheless. So played up to center ice. Wimmer will just try to throw that one in. Hits a body, comes back out to the red line. That one actually hits the linesman on the side. So Mako unable to do much with it.
Steen to Wimmer. He dumps it in.
Linesman got out of the way this time. That one was coming in with a little bit more pace. Just 30 seconds remaining in this opening period. And it's Regan trying to go 1-on-3 here. Instead runs into Simon and takes a seat. And now here's an opportunity for the Mako.
Pang. Couldn't find the puck. And now Luke Simon. Steen goes after it. Simon deals another heavy blow to Kennedy. Sistrong with the shot, and Gerard is awake and catches it.
Got to watch out for Sistroni. He's got a nasty wrister, but a nice save there by Gerard with just 0.5 seconds remaining in this period. And that will do it for our opening period. After 20 minutes, it is a 1-goal lead for the Admirals, who maybe started this a little bit slow, the Mako having the early opportunities, but able to get that power play goal from Vesper to steer things in the right direction.
Yeah, that was a very good period of hockey for both teams. Mako have the energy we expected them to have, and I expect them to come flying in the second period.
So a fantastic opening period. Both teams may be shaking a little bit of the rust off, but it seems like they're settling in nicely stay tuned for the final 2 periods of this game between the West Auckland Admirals and the Auckland Mako. Kia ora koutou katoa, and welcome back to NZIHL action here, kicking things off in 2025 between the West Auckland Admirals and the Auckland Mako. And a great opening period from the West Auckland Admirals. The pure NZ West Auckland Admirals were able to jump out and get that 1-goal lead thanks to Max Vesper.
Yeah, that one power play goal was the difference maker. Mako had a lot of good shots, a lot of good opportunities. The shots were just like right into the pads of Chaba, but Chaba did a great job of closing in those angles and being ready for the shots. So the Mako needs to calm things down and look at their options a little bit more.
Some great goaltending on both ends of the ice, because as you mentioned, there were opportunities early and often for the Mako, but Chaba closed the door. And then on the other end, Joel Gerard looked very calm in between the pipes, making some nice saves himself.
Yeah, the shot counts is pretty even, so it looks to be like a good game tonight. And for anyone who doesn't know what the Auckland Mako is all about, it's under 23s mainly. It's almost a completely different team that played a few weeks back in Dunedin. It's mostly the local junior talents that come together to form the Mako and just swim through and cause terror in the NZIHL preseason.
Cause terror indeed, and we are off here with second period. Wimmer was not even in the play there as he was fixing something with his equipment, but he's got it all back together now.
And we are flying.
So we've got Schernitz starting behind his own net, but that puck is given away, a shot, but that just missed.
Good opportunity by McDonald.
And now Wimmer trying to play it up the wall, but Regan intercepts it. And now up to Henry. Now played up towards Vince. He'll go off the wall and absorb a hit from Kennedy. Gets the puck right back. And it's played down towards Dag. Dag leaves it for Regan. And he goes cross ice to Sistroni. Bounces off his stick. And it's collected by the Mako as March plays it around the wall. Now Wimmer up to center ice. And Kennedy throws it in. Wimmer up the near wall. And that's Koptev who's got it now. And he'll skate it into the zone for the Mako. Trying to find a centering feed towards Dalmatau. Throws it again towards the net, but that's broken up by Mawson. Now Mawson plays it towards center ice, nobody there. But now a turnover here, and there's a shot and a blocker save made by Gerard. Steven maybe not got everything he wanted on that, but a difficult save nonetheless. Now Mawson has it, throws one towards the net, and a skate save by Gerard. Not sure how he even saw that one with the traffic in front. And now Steven has it. He goes cross ice. And Sistroni plays it down towards Vesper. He's got a centering feed right there, and what a save! Rebound goes in! And Steven scores to open up a 2-goal lead.
There is Vesper putting up dangerous pass in front of the net, and Steven finds it.
Took a couple of hacks at it, and he needed them both. Originally a great save, but somehow on the second effort just crosses the line. Doesn't even make it to the back of the net.
Yeah, good work on Steven to be in the right place at the right time with Vesper giving that pass in front. And a message from the Admirals. Join the team post-game at Water Barbecue for some delicious food and drink just up the road, 34A Portage Road, Newlyn. Water Barbecue Smokehouse is the Admirals post-game restaurant of choice. So come over there and meet the team afterward.
There's a shot towards the net that goes wide from Sarakov, but kept in at the line by Kazanov. Only momentarily now. No icing here. as the Admirals trying to get something going in the offensive zone, but a nice stick there from Clemmer to disrupt things. And now here come the Mako. Mako with a massive hit from Winston Lee. Puck still loose, shot, and we hits the iron. A lot of action happening here in the offensive zone for the Mako. Now still with possession. Now behind the net. And it'll be Sarakov to chase. Centering feed goes through everyone. And that's Yang trying to keep it in at the line. He'll play it up towards Kazanov. And that's Kazanov again. Now Chamberlain gets the puck. And here's an opportunity for the Admirals, 2-on-1 the other way. Chamberlain looking for Quigley just out in front of him, and then a massive collision in goal. And we will get a whistle.
All right, there we see. Pass just doesn't connect. Good intercept.
A little
5:51.
Little Gerard on Gerard action there as Charlie runs into Joel. So a good back check. You love the effort, but maybe try to avoid running into the keeper.
Yeah, no brotherly confrontations here needed.
So we're going to face off to the left of Gerard. And it'll be Simon who plays it up the wall. Unable to get it out of the zone, so Simon will once again try the other way. And Kennedy unable to play that, and it does pop out. Now Dagg will get it at his own blue. Now to the near wall towards Kennedy. He's looking cross-ice, gets through everyone, including the intended man, Schernitz. Now Dagg able to keep it in at the blue. He'll leave it for Schernitz. Plays it down low. Of course, shout out to Peter Schernitz watching this from Florida. The newest West Auckland Admiral fan. And here come the Mako. It's Simon. Simon with some speed across the red. Brings it into the zone, but just offside as Steen was just a step ahead of the play.
Shout out all to our other viewers as well. Good shout out to Zane watching this from the hospital.
Yeah, big shout out to Zane Gribble. Hope you're feeling better much sooner. And all the best to you currently in the hospital.
That's Vesper to the line to Mawson. Mawson takes a quick shot, goes wide. Rebound to Vesper. And now to the corner, March. Admirals keep it in. March takes a big check and gets one in return. Now Vesper lays one. Lots of checking now in the game. McDonald takes the puck to the offensive zone, and another hit from Mawson. March in front of the net. McDonald gets pushed by Mawson. McDonald gives another shove back. Quite a height difference between the two.
March loses everything right now. Puck precariously placed underneath him, but able to steer away are the Mako from a risky situation. Now here's Chamberlain for the Admirals. He'll bring it into the zone. Puts one right on, but Gerard in great position to make that save. Playing with a lot of heart out there, as you could say, a shout out to Hart Electrical. Former player Andy Hart supporting the season of the Admirals once again. So a shout out to Hart Electrical for all your electrical needs. Now Admirals trying to get something going in the zone. Have a nice 2-goal cushion to work with. There's Chamberlain with a nice move, centering feed just over the stick of Quigley. Some nice moves down low by Chamberlain. Now Dalmatal. He'll restart from his own end. Played on the near side towards Yang. Now Yang pushes it forward. And Steven will play it over towards Cheney. Gets it once again, and now Steven up the ice. Now Chamberlain playing in deep. And Cheney will chase. Able to beat Yang there. Now played up the wall. Regan instead collects the puck with Dalmatau on his back. Now Chamberlain trying to make some moves from the corner. Centering feed there. Oh my goodness, what a chance for Scott Henry in front, but could not quite put it on net. Now Regan throws one just wide.
Not a dangerous shot from Regan. Now Daigle puts it wide to Kennedy. Takes a shot towards the net. Hits the defender. And it's cleared. And catched by Daigle. Kennedy up towards Henry. Back to Daigle.
Somehow able to keep that onside.
Dalmatau calms things down. Admirals keep it in. Yang. Kennedy. Shot from the point. Rebound. Now Serikov gets it out. Regan. To Daigle. Admirals reset. Long pass, but it's intercepted by Wimmer. And it's offside.
So here's a replay of just some of the offensive work by the Admirals. Centering feed there. Great find for centering, but unable to get the wood on it that he wanted. Just sneaks in right behind the defenders. And Gerard actually did get a glove on that as well. So a fantastic reaction save. So here are the Mako now trying to get out of the zone. Luke Simon with some shifty moves. He'll just take it himself, going coast to coast here. Looking for a centering feed, but that gets through everyone. But kept in at the line by Serikov. Now played out by the Admirals. Vespo gets around Serikov, and it's played into the zone. Here's Wimmer now. He'll go D to D looking for Simon. Two members of the Botany Swarm anchoring that defensive line. Now Sestroni trying to do some work. Pops out towards Simon, so he rings around the near wall. But Kennedy's able to keep it in, but only momentarily, as he was feeling some good pressure there from the Mako. So here's Steven into the zone. Puts one towards the net, but that's deflected. And now Wimmer plays that one up towards Taylor. And then he was looking for Zebedee Gee. That's just past him. Now to the far wall. And the Mako out of the zone. But nice play to get cut off, and possession is back for the Admirals. That's Whiston Lee doing battle with March in the far corner. And the puck pops free. And cleared all the way down the length of the ice. So this will be an icing, and the faceoff will return to the Mako zone.
And we have a new sponsor for the penalty kills this season. We'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Morrison's Funerals, for their support for the 2025 season. Thrilled to have you join the Admirals family.
I, for one, am very excited about Morrison's being the penalty kill sponsor this year for the Admirals.
That is so good. I'm dying to see a next penalty kill.
And the Mako play it out. Here's Dag with the puck. Admirals starting to find their groove a little bit more this period than compared to the opening minutes of the first. As Regan with some speed. All the way around, trying for the wraparound. Puck still free, but a save is made. And it looks like we actually do have a change in goal. That is Jaden Pert. So apologies for not picking up on that earlier.
Yeah, we're past the halfway mark, so the goalies are splitting the duty tonight.
Do they do that change on the fly? I had just
I missed
noticed
it.
that. Yeah,
I completely missed it.
they're sneaky. So here's Schernitz. Played it down towards Dag. Tried to get one in from a sharp angle. Now Regan centering feed there. Gets through everyone. There's a shot and a goal. Scott Henry scores for the Admirals.
Scott Henry, the beast, is so good at finding those pucks in the slot and ripping them. Finding a hole in Jaden Pert's pads. Here we get another look at it. Prime real estate. Great shot past the pad, above the pads. Not a good. Doesn't leave any chance for Pert to get across.
I mean, that's a great play by Scott Henry, though. Able to just circle like a vulture right into the slot, into the wheelhouse. Puck finds him, and he makes no mistake. And now Mawson will kick it into the zone using some fancy footwork, and it's Wimmert. He's chased by Sestroni, so he goes around the other end. And then he'll play it up the wall, but it's just ahead of Cunningham. Now Dalmatau, forced to retreat from his own end. He'll leave it for Simon. Now Simon, he goes up to the far wall. Over towards Dalmatau, who plays it in deep. And Kennedy's the first man there. Tries to play it up towards Mawson, but he's pressured by Dalmatau. Now puck squirts across the crease, but the Admirals are able to recover. Pass broken up by Dalmatau, but eventually does reach the stick of Mawson. Now it's 2-on-2 into the zone for the Admirals. Here's Vesper trying to add to his goal tally, but he's tied up nicely from behind by Simon, and the puck squirts free.
Mason Kennedy.
Pass is broken up. Opportunity there for the Mako, who seem to get their sticks on everything. What you like to see from this young squad.
Exactly. So these youngsters are really appreciating the ice time they're getting on the Mako. They want to show them what they want to show the league and the teams what they can do, and they've got the real opportunity here. So that brings out a lot of motivation, a lot of energy for the Mako to show what they have tonight.
And now played up the wall. Here comes Hayward Jones. Puck is knocked away, but then nicely recovered by Sarikoff. And now he chases Chamberlain. Chamberlain spins off him. And his pass is deflected and goes right into the bench. Past Joel Gerard, who is now wisely putting the mask back on after seeing a puck go right past his vision. So we'll get a face-off back in the Admiral zone just to the right of Chaba.
So likewise on the other side, the Admirals are playing with a lot of honor. They don't want to lose to the young Mako team. They've got their young players as well. We've got the Chamberlain brothers on the ice. We got the import Cheney, Quigley, the Stevens. So a lot of young talent here on both sides. And here, Caleb, fast skater, tries to find someone in front of the net. Back to Caleb Chamberlain. To Sebastian Chamberlain. Good work on Hayward Jones to steal the puck away, and now it's dumped into the Admiral zone. And good pressure there until it's free, and Caleb just dumps the puck deep. Henry is there. Now covered by Jaden, so we get a whistle.
So shout out to all the Admirals sponsors this year. The pure NZ West Auckland Admirals will also have Nice IT, AED, NZ defibrillators and AEDs, Center Ice, Print Plus, all plugged in, and of course, What a Barbecue and Hart Electrical here to watch the pure NZ West Auckland Admirals.
Good to mention also BFT Blockhouse Bay and Print Bus, official partnering partner of the West Auckland Admirals.
BFT Blockhouse Bay. Make sure you check them out for all your fitness needs. Is that where you go to work out?
I'd like to.
You'd like to?
Yeah. I'm hearing a lot of Admirals are been seen there.
But how do you keep yourself so fit?
Just a vegan diet.
Vegan diet?
Yeah.
Finnish genetics?
Just Finnish ice baths and sauna.
Oh, there we go. Speaking of sauna, have you seen the Swedish's entry to the Eurovision this year?
Yeah, I have, which is a bunch of Finnish Swedes singing about a sauna. It's amazing.
It's a banger.
It's already playing in the hockey games in Finland.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we should bring it here.
Absolutely, we should.
For those of you not engaged, the Eurovision entry for Sweden is literally a song about going to the sauna, and it slaps. Absolutely slaps.
Bada bada basku.
Bada bada basku. Anyway, we do have some ice hockey happening. Still a 3-goal lead for the Admirals, who have been slowly ramping things up here in the second, getting a pair of goals so far in the last 20 minutes of play. And we also have that goaltending change for the Mako, which was as these two fine young keepers are splitting the time. So a sneaky move by Jaden Pert to get in there without any of us noticing at about the 10-minute mark. However, we cannot confirm the actual time. And the Admirals, new face Mawson and Ice Black, looking pretty comfortable in that navy blue for the Admirals.
It's strange to see the Aquaman boarding the Admiral ship. I wonder what the contract was for him to join.
I don't know, create a double brown.
Big board battle there. And the puck is out.
Speaking of botany, of course, our game tomorrow will take place at the Hive, where the Mako will take on the Botany Swarm in their first action of this preseason affair. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
Yes, it's double games here in Auckland, New Zealand. And we expect to see a slightly different Mako tomorrow. And
it looks like we have a penalty here, which I didn't see, on Kyle March. So he looked confused by it as well, but surely there was something that occurred, as this reffing crew is actually a quite good one here for New Zealand. Lucky to have our man Ryan leading the crew tonight. There's a shot Dag could not quite hit it. Didn't look like Pert even saw it with that traffic in front. Looks like they'll be trying to tee up Dag to run this umbrella power play. And now down low towards Schernitz. And Kennedy has it. Now doing a bit of overload from the side. And now back up top towards Dag, but a good stick again by the Mako, as that was Ben Taylor who interfered. And now Dag once again has it.
Good cycle from the Admirals. Daigle, Regan, back to Daigle on the line. Takes a shot, rebound. Battled by Clammer. Chernitz, able to come away with it. Gives to Daigle. Chernitz to Regan. And Regan goes across.
Henry in front there, couldn't hit the stick. Otherwise, that was a one-timer waiting to happen. So that's Schernitz now. Puck is knocked off him by Taylor again, showing off that good stick work, and he'll go off for a change. And the Mako are able to clear, and they will get 3 more fresh sets of fresh legs out there. And there's a long pass towards Steven trying for the breakaway. Unable to connect as March leaves the box. So another penalty kill for the Mako, sponsored by Morrison's Funeral Home.
That was a good kill.
Now here's Luke Simon across the blue. He's got Kennedy on his back, so he'll stop and put on the brakes. Centering feed there towards Pang. Trying to push it through towards the net. Now Wimmer throws one right on. That actually deflected off the leg of Kennedy, forcing Chaba to make a quick save.
That was a difficult save to make by Chaba with that deflection. McDonald gets it out, and Pang skates it out.
Now here's Whitston Lee trying to get a step on Wimmer. Now to the far side, Cheney. He'll play it up towards Mawson. Mawson kicks it over to Kennedy, and then back towards the net, but he misses everything. And now to the near side. It's Kennedy at the blue. Plays it down low towards Cheney. Cheney unable to do anything after that after getting a piece of Wimmer in his face. Now Whitston Lee can't control. Played over the near side towards Cunningham. He'll throw it down. It'll be a race for the puck, which Mawson will win. Over to Kennedy on the near side. Trying to find Cheney. Can only get a stick on it. He sends it all the way down. Now a race for the puck. Whitston Lee in some trouble in front as quickly throws one towards the net, but Pert stood tall. And that will do it. A little hectic way to close the period, but it remains a 3-goal lead as we see that replay here. Pert a little casual with the puck and then makes a save with the other side of his stick, the back side of the stick. Very rare to see that kind of save from a goaltender.
Yeah, nerves of steel from Pert there. Fumbles the puck, but it keeps calm and stays in front of it.
Keep calm and stay in front of it. That's the story of a goaltender, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there we have it. The Admirals extended their lead here in the second with some nice play up and down the ice, getting a goal from Steven and Henry to open that 3-goal gap. And once again, Chaba himself stood tall and sucked up all that rubber.
Yeah, good job from the Admirals to step it up in the second, get that three-goal lead. And that's how we leave you, and we'll see you soon as we head into the third period.
Kia ora Kato, and welcome back here in Avondale, New Zealand, where we have the West Auckland Admirals taking on the Auckland Mako. And so far, it is a 3-goal lead for the Admirals, who were able to tuck away 2 extra pucks in that net in that last period. So heading into the third, the Mako have a little bit of work in front of them.
They have, but they have the opportunity. They have time. It's still anybody's game if they can put in the second gear and fight for those goals.
The Mako have had some opportunities, especially early in the game, testing out Chaba, forcing him to make some big saves, but so far Chaba has stood up to the task, keeping that clean sheet through 2 periods. The Mako, of course, looking to change that.
Yeah. Here we see the Admirals entering the ice. They've done a good job getting prepared for the second period and edging just a little bit ahead of the Mako. So we'll see what the Mako coaching has told them to do and do better on the third period, because they haven't scored yet, but they've had the chances.
I'd say they just got to keep finding ways to put the puck towards the net and crash the net in case there are any rebounds. Haven't been many of them, but there have been a couple opportunities where they might be able to, put in one of those rebounds. So look for them to do that as well. They've been doing a pretty good job getting sticks in passing lanes and able to disrupt things for the Admirals on the other end. But there have been a couple lapses where the Admirals have taken advantage. So just maybe cleaning up some of the coverage in front of the net would be a good start for the Mako.
What they've been really good is turnovers.
Turnovers, indeed.
So play to your strengths and keep that forecheck and turnover percentage on, then they should be able to convert. They're ready to drop the puck. Reagan against McDonald.
I believe that is McDonald and Regan centering things here in the third. We are underway.
Hayward Jones dumps it in. Kennedy clears it back. This might go all the way to icing. Yes. So we have the new import Chernitz here. Looking back, it seems that he's played in US, then went on to play a little bit in Denmark, and then a few seasons in the Finnish Division 2 and 3, and then Division 2 and 3 over in Sweden before coming over here. Now Chernitz on the puck. Behind the net. Daigle. Henry. Puck seems to find everyone's legs, and everyone's trying to find it. Now MacDonald. Rebound from Chaba. Henry jumps and flies with the puck into the other end. Kyle March able to check Chernitz into the boards. Now it's out, and Mawson dumps it back in. Kyle March has all the time as the teams make a change. Cunningham. Damatau loses it to Sistron, who dumps it in. Ben Steven raises in and catches it. And now Dalmatau, always dangerous on the turnovers. Now chases it to the Admirals' end. Put some pressure on Mawson. Tries to get away with it. Mawson's having none of it, but enough pressure for Mawson to shoot the puck for an icing.
So we'll get a face-off back in the Admiral zone, where the Mako, trying to get something going here, will be Dalmatau to take the draw. against Vesper. Vesper wins it for the Admirals, and Kennedy has it behind his own net. Now trying to the far side, looking for Steven, who just chips it out. And we get a whistle here, and a high stick was played. So the face-off will come down just outside the blue for the Mako. So once again, Vesper and Dalmatal will go face-to-face, and the puck squirts out to Kennedy. Try to play one up towards Steven, but that's just in front of him. And now puck squirts free, and here come the Mako. Mako with a shot right on, but a huge save by Chaba.
Dima Koptev races in on the left side. Takes a look, fires it up, but Chaba has no trouble flashing the glove on this one.
Yeah, he saw this one all the way. So puck played out to center ice. Luke Simon with it. Loses the footing for a second there. Now Quigley goes the other way with it. Quigley trying to get through 3 defenders. Unable to, and the puck goes up to sack Steven. Now Steven making a race towards the net, but a poke check by Pert. Nice play there, and it actually clears the zone.
Trademark Pert poke check. Jaden's very skillful with his stick. Very aggressive on that type of play.
Now here's Whiston League bringing it into the zone. Trying to get around Wimmer. Instead gets a body sandwich in the corner. Puck squirts out. There's Cheney from a sharp angle, but again, blocked by the Mako. And that was Klammer throwing the body around. Now Steven puts one through, but it's knocked out of the air. And now out of the zone. Now here's Simon trying to get around Chamberlain. Puck pops free behind the net. And it's Quigley. Plays it up the wall for it's Cheney. But Hayward Jones was on his back. Now played back into the zone, but once again hits the linesman as both teams get some fresh legs out there. It'll be Regan, lost control of the puck. And that's Zebedee Gee, who's able to take it from him. Now Chamberlain behind the net. Plays it over to Steven. Now up towards Regan. Regan across the line. Trying to get it up towards Shernitz. Loses control of the puck, and now here comes March the other way for the Mako. Trying to get around Dag. Does. Puts it towards the net, but unable to get it towards Chaba. And now Mako doing some good work, creating some turnovers in the offensive zone. As that's Steen trying to find a centering feed. Now played over towards Regan. Trying to move it up towards Shernitz, but March steps in front. And now Steen has it. Trying to play it up the wall towards Gee, but that is past him, and it will be an icing.
The Admirals' first regular season home games are April 12th and April 13th when they host the Canterbury Red Devils. This will be a special series as the teams will be competing for the Harrop Cup in honor of the late Dale Harrop. Get your tickets and be part of the very special series.
Harrop, of course, a fantastic asset to this ice hockey community in New Zealand. Played for both the Red Devils and the Admirals. And there's a shot right off the post. But Pert holds on. So great to see some recognition for the late, great Dale Harrop.
Yes, we're all sad for what happened, and we'll be honoring and remembering Dale Harrop.
He will continually be missed.
Oh, good job with Jaden Pert. Capturing that puck when it bounced off the post.
Now here come the Mako the other way. That'll be Kazanov. Goes D to D. And now a nice play by Vesper to get it into the zone. And then play behind the net. Yang trying to make a play on it. Excuse me, that was Kazanov. And Sistroni comes away with it. His centering feed goes off a skate. Able to regain control, but only momentarily. And the Admirals will have to start from mid-ice again. Now Mawson. Chased by Vince. Now played up. And a big collision there at the blue line as Mawson throws his body around.
Pang got banged by Mawson.
The old Pang bang. Now here's Chamberlain. Sebastian Chamberlain's shot is blocked.
And that hurt. Blocked by Yang. And now McDonald.
And now here's an opportunity the other way for the Mako. Had some numbers, but unable to keep the momentum going. So, Chamberlain will bring it up the ice. He's got some fantastic locks going right now. A lot of flow on the back of his jersey. And here's Simon. Play it up the wall towards Koptev.
Dalmatau. Simon.
And now Chamberlain, chased by Koptev. Back to Dag behind the net. He'll just stop and let the Admiral set things up. Little soft forecheck here by the Mako. Dag does not like what he sees, so he'll try the other way. This 1-2-2 forecheck, pretty effective here for the Mako. But it's finally broken as the long pass to Cheney connects. But he runs into Wimmer. Now Chamberlain, centering feed here. Finds Kennedy, he throws one towards the net, goes through everyone. Now to the far corner. Kennedy throws one towards, Cheney ducking out of the way of that one. And played behind the net. It's Wimmer. Now up the wall, Kennedy keeps it in with the skate. He decides to skate in himself. Kennedy trying to get one towards the net, puck still free. Pops out to Quigley, Quigley with a wrister, but that again blocks traffic in front as Cunningham got a piece of it. Puck still in the offensive zone here for the Admirals, and it's finally cleared, and a little bit of relief there for the Mako. So here's Koptev with Dalmatau. The rest of his line mates are changing. Just trying to buy some time here. And there's passes broken up, and here comes Dag. Dag with some speed. Dag with a backhand, forehand, and a huge save by Pert.
Yeah, Pert actually the Admirals goalie, usually the backup. Now getting a chance to play against his own team. With the Mako and Jernitz lays a big hit on Kyle March.
And then Mawson from a sharp angle. Puck is free right in front. And finally, Pert is able to hold on.
Yeah, good job on Pert. Keeping those pads on the ice as the puck was loose in front. Here we see Justin Daigle muscle his way in and try to go 5-hole. Jaden Pert tracks it all the way.
A really nice save there from Pert. Dag knew he had to open up those legs to move side to side, but Pert was able to close it in the nick of time. Now Mawson at the line. He'll play it down low with just under 11 minutes remaining here in the third. Admirals still holding on to that 3-goal lead. Now Mawson plays it in towards March. The offensive defenseman looking to create something over towards Regan. Players battling for the puck, and Shernitz puts one in, but it goes off his teammate Henry, and then another shot right on, but that's gloved by Pert.
So we have a few Admiral players, at least from the training squad. Rico Clammer, Zach Vince, who have been seen practicing with the Admirals, now playing tonight with the Mako, and possibly tomorrow against the Botany Swarm.
And there's a glove save by Pert. Fancying some flashy leather work.
That was a fast, hard wrister from Sebastian Chamberlain. See that flow.
So Vesper wins the draw for the Admirals. And it's played down low towards Sistroni. Now back towards Steven. He puts one in, but once again, Pert flashing that leather.
Yeah, Vesper with a hard shot, and Jaden Pert is awake and locked in.
So another face-off to the left of Pert. And this time the Mako are able to win the draw and get things going the other way. So McDonald, he'll play it up towards Simon, now over to Wimmer, but that's just above him. But Wimmer steps in, otherwise Sistroni was breaking the other way. And now Ben Steven throwing the body around. And the puck comes to Sistroni. With a nice back check from McDonald, and it gets back to Sistroni. Now Sistroni trying to find a centering feed for a breaking player towards the net, but it's broken up. And we have Dag again. Now Dag trying to go coast to coast here, but it's knocked away from him. And now Dalmatow trying to go one-on-one. The puck is knocked away from him, and Quigley has it. Over back towards Dag. And now to Taylor Kennedy behind his own net. And now Dag trying to find Quigley. That's in front of him, and it will go all the way down the ice for an icing.
What do you think? How are we looking at? We're 9 minutes left in the game. Is Mako looking like they're gonna score, or is Chaba looking to have a shutout to start the season?
Well, since you just jinxed it.
As a goalie, I love jinxing shutouts.
Do you? Do you ever jinx yourself when you're playing?
No. You don't do it yourself. Only others.
When was the last time you had a shutout?
Oh.
Maybe that's part of the problem.
It was a few months ago.
A few months ago, okay. Yeah. Mine's been a few years, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, all of us would love to see you play another shutout one day.
Probably only on Xbox these days. There's a shot that gets absorbed by March right in the midsection. But he gets up because he is an ice hockey player. Now Weston Lee and March getting a little handsy behind the net. Now played up and kept in by Mawson. Down low looking for Cheney. That's taken from him by March. And now March will put on the brakes. And now trying to catch the Mako on a change. There's Winston Lee with a clapper. Once again, this time it's blocked by the Mako with Hayward Jones. And we call it offsides there.
But I don't think the puck crossed the line.
It's the preseason for everyone tonight, apparently. So we have just under 7.5 remaining here in the third. Admirals still have that 3-goal cushion. Mako need to get something going if they want to get back in this one.
Yes, something needs to happen for Mako. Got a few shifts left to make something happen. But the Admirals are taking the puck into their end. And a shot by Henry in his favorite spot, his office in the slot. But deflection off the ice. We have a nice face off.
So face-off will be to the left of Pert. Despite the early onslaught from the Mako, the Admirals have recovered nicely and are now out shooting 25-18, so they're getting their money's worth tonight. Mako have had 18 shots, but yet still nothing to show for it thanks to some stellar work between the pipes by Chaba.
Most of those 18 shots were in the first and the second period. There hasn't been many shots in this one. So instead of pushing the pedal to the metal, the Mako have been slowed down by the Admirals.
Now Schernitz with a nice move brings it into the zone. And a great back check there to knock him off the puck, and now it's the Mako the other way. Here's Wimmer with it. Wimmer into the zone. But again, a back check from Chamberlain to break that play up. And Dag has it behind his own net. 3 Mako down low, and they're able to get it with the defender, Wimmer, forechecking hard and then putting a nice body.
Wimmer, the German bomber, laying the body. If Mako's done something right this period, is that continuous physical play. There's a lot of checking happening tonight for a preseason game. Zach Vins on the forecheck. Daigle, Regan, Kennedy. Hayward Jones first to the puck. But it's caught by Steven, and a shot and a rolling puck is cleared by Mako. Now MacDonald skating in fast. Puck ends up with Max Vesper, who dangles himself free from 2 Mako players, and we're on the other side to Hayward Jones. But Max Vesper, good forecheck, gives to Daigle. Daigle goes in front of the net.
Pert sprawling all over the place today and doing everything he can to keep it out.
And the shot is deflected off of the play with a good block. Here we see on the replay.
Great opportunity by the Admirals. That actually bounces around. Might have hit a bit of the iron as well, but a great job by the Mako defenders to clear that out of trouble.
And Vesper finds it and hits the crossbar.
Pert did get a piece of that though, so that is definitely credited as a save, and a nice one at that. Played up the wall, now here's Dalmatau. That's knocked away from him by Kennedy. And players jostle for the puck at center ice. Nice behind the back pass there to Koptev. Dalmatau trying to make something happen here for the Mako. And there's another centering feed by Dalmatau that's broken up.
Yang and Kotsnov on defense.
So Quigley instead will throw it in. And it's Chamberlain trying to make his way around multiple defenders. Gets it up towards Cheney and finally cleared out by Dalmatau. Still pressuring Chamberlain. Now over to Mawson on the near wall. He's able to find Cheney skating into the zone. Now Cheney puts one into the far corner. Chamberlain, the first one there. Chamberlain down low to Cheney. Tried to get it up towards Kennedy, but it's broken up by Dalmatau. Now he's got a little bit of room to work. Dalmatau into the zone, loses possession, and it goes to Regan.
Dalmatau gesturing as he wanted a penalty for that. None given. As another shot on Chaba is easily caught in the glove.
Yeah, not too much difficulty there for Chaba. Saw it all the way. Able to get the glove on it, get the whistle.
Yeah, but Clammer gets the offensive zone face off.
Going that wrister from deep has been pretty consistent with the opportunities they've had in this period. So a nice job by the Admirals, as there's a centering feed that goes off the side of the net to really lock down in that defensive zone. Of course, 60 minutes is a lot of minutes to play in an ice hockey game, and might be seeing that catching up to some of these young players. This is just the first preseason game, not quite in mid-season shape yet.
Well, tomorrow they'll have to play another full 60 minutes against another team. And with 3 lines, and there's no icing on this. Kyle March, Hayward Jones. Back to March. Rolls it to the offensive zone. There's a shot. The battle behind the net. Daigle comes away with it. Passes to Steven. Then Steven to Vesper. Gets it back to Daigle, who gets a shot off.
Ooh, right off the iron. Another great opportunity for the Admirals. They have been relentless this period.
Yeah, the Admirals find the best defense is offense. They've been relentless.
And here come the Mako, trying to get something going here with less than a minute to play. But once again, unable to get some sustained pressure in the zone, and it was cleared out. Center ice very quickly. Now Dag, he's still got some juice left in his legs. Trying to get something happening here. Pass broken up nicely, though, by Hayward Jones. And now Mawson will play it back over to Dag. He'll put it up the wall. That play is broken up. Now cross ice. Dag trying to find Cheney. Able to knock that away from Hayward Jones. But that will do it. The West Auckland Admirals, the pure West Auckland Admirals, the pure NZ West Auckland Admirals.
That's it, and pure results, 3-0. Shutout for Chaba Kirksomagos.
So
very clinical.
Yes, as you would say. It was pure NZ performance.
Pure 100%.
So our pure NZ performer of the day would be Chaba for getting that shutout despite all your efforts to try to curse him by mentioning that shutout repeatedly. But it was only motivation for the goalkeeper after another fine 19-save performance. But shout out to the Mako. A lot of talent on their side. They've got a lot to look forward to. And it's one of these years where usually they'll place some upper-level veterans with a lot of NZIHL experience on that squad to help guide the Mako. But other than Kyle March, this is pretty much just a U23 team.
Yeah, and they held their own. And I'm excited to see what they will do tomorrow when they face the Botany Swarm across town. So we'll be back for that.
So thank you for joining us this evening for some fantastic return of New Zealand ice hockey. We will be back tomorrow over at the Hive in Botany, Auckland, New Zealand, to watch the Swarm take on the Mako in what should be another thrilling case of New Zealand ice hockey.
Yeah.
We'll see you then.
See you tomorrow.